Now, 5. There we go. Yep. Here's all of them turning on.
Okay.
Streaming, sending data.
I'll have to weigh in a little bit, so I'm glad it's going to work out the way it is. But the sun, daylight savings can't get here soon enough. But I think between the conversation about Design Week, we're partnering with B-School, so I'll bring Mo up here in a sec to talk about B-School and what they got going on. I think Design Week's a really cool week. There's a lot of cool events. Mo knows about it. All sorts of people are part of it. There's more events happening, so Mo will tell you a little bit about that. I don't know if we'll see any of my slides. The most important one, most important two, maybe I'll put them up after. So it's a double plug, I guess. One of them is our technology partners that's helping run hybrid events this year, Jacob miingl. So he presented about a month ago. And you can even, if you can't see the presentation on the screen, you can go to your phone right now and check out miingl and join the miingl and see the presentation on your phone.
Or they could go to YouTube. We're live streaming to YouTube, LinkedIn.
Live streaming on
Look up
YouTube.
miingl on YouTube.
Yeah, so you can look up miingl on YouTube and you can see it live presenting. I see our friend Dan has joined us, so we're going to try our first hybrid presentation here in a sec. But miingl was launched on Product Hunt today. So I just voted, and I think we got them up to 38 votes.
Yeah.
So if you guys know Product Hunt, or if you don't, you should check it out. You can go to their website. Get there or not.
You could also just go to miingl.com and click on Product Hunt if there's a badge for it.
Try to put it up.
Yeah. That screen's awful.
Man, I swear, we work really hard to make it work, and there's only so much we can do sometimes. Product Hunt, 35 bucks. So you just go to miingl.com. This is what the home screen looks like. Hit the button, upload them. It would make a big difference, definitely for Jake and miingl. Design folks know all about it. So if you don't know about it, that's a good time to get to know it. It's super easy to sign up. So that's an ask I'll make everyone here. Everybody here, upvotes our friends and miingl. It makes his life better. It makes our hybrid events work better. So please do that. If you got questions, you need help afterwards, come talk to me. Then Dan, friend Dan Wrench, put up his image. He might be able to see it better than you guys in the audience can see it.
Hey, Rob, just give people the spelling of miingl, because it's miingl.
It's like mingle with an extra I, no E.
Yeah.
It's like two people standing next to each other talking about it.
If we wanted to pull Dan up, we could.
Yeah, you want to try to pull Dan up and let's run our first live hybrid presentation.
And I think he actually wants to share his screen, so it's going to take me just a second to get him set up.
Okay.
So
while you tee that up, I'll bring up Mo and the B-School team so they can talk about that. And it gives you a few minutes to sort out with Dan, audio, and I told Dan ahead of time this is a crapshoot, so nothing like a live event. This is the hardest part about hybrid events. You know, during COVID, we did online events. We had some really good participation, and then people that couldn't normally join in person were really excited to be part of the community, and there's something special about it.
Hey, Dan.
We're tired of Zoom meetings, for sure.
Hey, Dan, you're ready to broadcast.
Now we have mingles going. So I think it's a good in between, but trying to run the live events and make people have them participate on a Zoom just doesn't work. We think it works on a mingle, and this is the beginning of us trying to figure it out.
Dan, you're live, bro.
Dan, you're live.
Hey, everybody.
Forward.
You guys hear me okay?
Sort of.
Awesome. Hey, same thing. Please do go upload miingl in Jay's team. They've done phenomenal work, supported the community as well. And as luck would have it, great minds think alike. Jake and I are both launching our products on Product Hunt today, non-competitive. So while you're there, vote up his, vote up ours. Wrench is basically building its first sales-facing technology. So if you've ever had that headache of who do we talk to, what do we say, or how do we say it, going to market, fundraising, whatever, this is something you should definitely try for that purpose. So we're also there, and if you use, we've got a coupon code that's specifically for 1 million cups attendees. It's better than what other people get. So if you go to, you can either go to bit.ly, bit.ly, bit.ly/Wrench AI, or just search Wrench AI on the Product Hunt page, and then use that code 1MMC60, and you'll get 60% off. We're not doing that for, that's not normal, right? So even the product hunters and stuff aren't getting that good of a deal. So if you can, pull up your phone, give this a shot. There's free trials and plans, and it's very good tech that we think you'll really like. We're genuinely convinced this is the most sophisticated personalization engine there is out there, period. So give that a shot. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
Dan presented about 6 weeks ago, too. I don't know if anybody remembers, but he did a live demo using his AI LinkedIn plugin. It's pretty sweet. So it's like a virtual assistant using AI, doing all sorts of complicated data stuff that makes connecting with folks way easier. And Dan, I can see you. I checked out Product Hunt, but I couldn't find you. I just want to make sure you actually launched. I tried to upvote you guys both today, but just double check it.
It doesn't let you launch until you properly launch. But if you check out, we're on there. We're on there. AI. I'll send you the link, but if you go to that bit.ly/Wrench AI, it'll go to our page. And I'll double check it and make sure it is, but
I'll leave it up for everybody as part of what I'm seeing we close out today. So I'll put up the bit.ly link and make sure that everybody can find it easily for both miingl and for our friends over at Wrench.
Perfect. Thank you kindly. I appreciate it.
Thanks for the big discount, my friend. Appreciate you doing hybrid. Hey, it worked. Yay! The only thing that didn't work is the sun, and I can't do anything about that. Daylight savings.
Hey, Dan, can you stop broadcasting?
Did they do it?
I don't know.
Dan, will you shut off your broadcast? Okay, well, they figured that out. My good friend Mo is here. Who knows Mo Reed? And Mo and I have been hanging around for a long time together, doing all sorts of crazy stuff. We gave away some money through U-Development Tech, right? So B School, when they came to Salt Lake, Mo said, hey, I need a spot. And we had this little co-working place. It was an old bank that we were remodeling without getting permission from the city for, and trying to do all sorts of things. We were hosting one MC there upstairs, and
I need you to stop
Mo said, hey, we're
broadcasting.
going to Salt Lake, we're building a coding school, and a boot camp.
Yeah.
We need somewhere to meet.
You have to click
So
the
you gotta
three
meet
dots in
here.
the corner. So reconnect.
Let's
Click
figure
the
it
three
out.
dots
So
in the
it's
corner
been
and
10
hit
years
end
since we've been
broadcast.
hanging out. He's actually in the
No
same
problem.
spot we were 10 years ago. They just built a nice building on top of it, tore it down, kicked me out. But Mo went back. It's a great spot, and they've been doing a ton of cool stuff. So Design Week and this partnership and all the promotion has been thanks to Mo and B School. He's been a great friend, great person in the community. They're doing some cool stuff. So let's give Mo a big round of applause and B School.
Thanks. Yeah, Rob was like OG, huge supporter early on. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. So last night when I went to bed, I knew I was going to speak for a second at 1MC, and I had like the classic naked dream. And I haven't had that dream in like maybe 15, 20 years. And it was like the problem. So I was sitting over here, and it was actually like set up perfect. It was a chair, a table. I was butt ass naked, but I did have a duffel bag.
Oh yeah, no, we're good.
Right? And so I'm going through the double bag. I'm like,
Thanks.
I'm going to speak in a second. Rob's going to have me up. And there was no clothes in the bag. The more I kind of dug through like random crap, I did find a t-shirt. I'm like, shit, a t-shirt. And so I put the t-shirt on. And then there's no pants, no underwear, right? And I thought if there was at least underwear, I could, like, at least undies, I would do it. Like, that's not that big a deal, right? Like, y'all would understand. But butt naked is off brand for B school. And that's all I could think is like, that's super off brand. And then I got a stairway, like, right around the way. And I went up there, and my bedroom was up there in my closet, my clothes, and I made it down just in time. What the hell? What does that mean? Does it mean anything?
That sounds like our journey to get here is what it sounds like.
Okay, I don't know, but I am wearing clothes today, and I'm very grateful to be here. Design Week, right? We got Legend in the house. Super excited. Is there a product we can look at outside? Hell yeah. Okay, you guys are gonna be stoked. Underbelly, where you at? Underbelly's in the house. Yes. This is amazing, right? So Design Week focused. We want to talk just a little bit about. So we have a UI UX program with Experience Design. We have $4,000 off this program from now until the end of the year. So we have some generous sponsors kick in, even our own CMO came out of pocket to fund this scholarship all the way to the end of the year. So if you are a budding designer, maybe you're a graphic designer that wants to get into UI UX, we all know it's an awesome career path. Tons of open jobs, tons of networking available, like in our city to find these awesome jobs. And B-School does that. We're mastery based, and so you don't move on until you master each piece of the product, all the way until graduation. And you don't actually graduate until you have a job. And I'd like to pass the mic to Lainey, who runs our job teams. She's here. She's going to talk about work experience. There's an opportunity certainly for students to get awesome jobs. But in this room, there's people that are looking for potential students and folks to work on your projects. So she's going to talk about this kind of joint partnership. You can always hire from B-School. You can always go to B-School to get a good job. You might be an entrepreneur. I think there's a few of us in this room. You might have projects you want help with. And maybe it's going to talk about how our students can also assist you there.
Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Yes, thank you, Mo. And just a minute. Get the presentation up.
I'm seeing one of your screens. Mm-hmm. I'm recording this for you, by the way, instead of this.
Kind of start then. So my name is Lainey Kawaguchi. I'm the director of student work experiences, and this is Tears of Soul. She is the lead project manager over our work experiences. Today we're going to be going over a high-level overview of B-School, our phases, and also digging into a little bit more of our work experience section and what that is, what that means for local businesses, for our students, and really what makes us a little bit different. How many of you have heard of B-School? So this will be a refresher. So for many of you who have heard of us, sweet, we got it. All right, so as Mo mentioned, we are mastery-based. And so what this means is we're working really hard to focus on allowing students to master the concept before they move on. We offer 3 programs. We offer user experience design, coding, and we also offer cybersecurity. We have a huge emphasis on really being on hands-on learning, which we'll dive into the next few slides. And then we have a commitment to student success, as Mo mentioned. Our graduation metric reflects this. So our graduation here at B-School is actually when a student lands a job in tech. So they get support along the way from when they first enroll all the way until they land their first tech job. And then we also have for alumni continued career support as they need. So B-School is comprised of 3 student stages. So these 3 stages are stage 1 are the skills or mastery that a student will go through. And then they, as mentioned, we have assessments that they need to take to make sure they master that concept. And once they've gone through this coursework, master that concept, they get to move into the stage 2, which is the work experiences. This is where Tirza and our team come into play. And work experiences include the job search, but not only that, we pair them with local projects and other business projects to ensure that they get real-world experiences. So we're going to dive into that section. And stage 3, you guys can see it, as I was going to mention, it's kind of right up there, but of course, we want everybody to land that successful job in tech. Woo! So that's the one we really want to get them to. And all of these experiences help them to gain and move towards that. Alrighty, so work experiences themselves. So a work experience can be anything that is an internship. So this can be a 3-month, 6-month, 9-month internship. It can be project-based. And this can also consist of any kind of volunteer community project work or 1099 contract work. And what the student gains is that real-world experience to put on a portfolio and resume. They also get skills to continue to build upon the skills that they've just learned and to really put those into practice. And the third thing is we do teach them a little bit of Agile Scrum so that they get exposure to that as well. For local partners that we work with, what they gain is a new, fresh perspective. It's really cost-effective with a low risk and also high value. And it provides we also provide instructor support. So they're not just getting the students and pairing with those, we actually provide support to the students if they need additional technical support or anything to ensure that the project is successful on both those ends. So that's something that's unique, unlike Fiverr or if you go to Upwork. So we'll actually help maintain and check in on those projects to make sure that it's success. And here are a few examples of partners we've worked with. I'm not sure if you can see this too well, but you've seen logo. Former Mayor Rocky Anderson, we've helped with the redesign. We've helped locally with the St. George small business to get web presence and build a new website and design that fully, civic samples, and we work with local creative artists as well. All right, and we're really excited because we are open for new work experiences at this time. So if you or you know of anybody who needs support in the user experience design, web development, or cyber, please feel free to reach out to me. All right, thank you.
Yay! Thanks for taking time to share more about B-School and the programs. I know a ton about them, but it's nice that you get to share with everybody else. Sorry for the sun, but the good news is I think we're almost making it through, so you can see more and more. So less than half of my presentation, like maybe half or 2/3, hopefully. By the time we get to the end, we've got everything in full color. Tony's here with Underbelly. So Anthony and I have been talking. Anthony's been coming to 1MC for a while. We've been friends, getting to know each other. There he is, head in the back. And I said, Anthony, you got to get up here and tell people about Underbelly. It's a really cool design company. They got a cool space nearby. And he's like, yeah, I'll get up and do it. And then I was like, when? He's like, soon. I was like, okay. And then Design Week came up. I was like, you know when you should do it? Design Week. This is perfect for Underbelly. Great. And then he texted me and said, Tony's going to do it. So he outsourced it. So he's still hiding in the back. So give Anthony a hard time about it when you see him. But all the love, I'm stretching a little bit, but you can see most of the presentation. So let's give Underbelly and Tony a big round of applause.
There we go. It helps to turn it on. Yeah, so Anthony got a little busy with Design Week. He did a talk on AI on Monday, which was really cool. We'll have that posted on our site. So if you're interested in design and how AI is playing into all of that, reach out to us and we'll let you preview what he talked about if you didn't have a chance to see that. So thank you, Rob. My name is Tony D'Amico. I'm the Director of Creative Operations at Underbelly. And what is Underbelly, you ask? Well, we are a design agency that focuses on brand and digital products. And what since we have launched, has partnered with a lot of just different types of companies. We've worked with nonprofits all the way up to enterprise companies.
As you can see on that list, some of these people you might know, and some of them that you might not. But we've been able to help them get to their business goals, objectives, whether it be from a brand or a digital product. And here are just some of the results that we've actually been able to see them accomplish over and beat those. And so each project that we take on always has some sort of unique challenge. We partner with them, with the clients, and ask what they're trying to accomplish, and we work together to get to that goal. And we can help out in a lot of ways. Some people will say, well, the jack of all trades is a master of none, but you know how that actually goes is the jack of all trades is better than a master of none. So we can do a lot of different things in Underbelly, and we have a lot under our roof that can help us actually get you to the goal that you're looking for your business. And why even worry about design? What's at stake here? Right? Some people say, oh, well, it doesn't really matter. I threw up a website a little bit ago. I've done my branding, and that's all we need. But this is what Dr. Ralph Speth has to say about this. And he worked at Jaguar Land Rover. He was in the automotive industry. He says, if you think good design is expensive, you should look at the cost of bad design. And here's this little story. We've seen this happen over the last little bit, right? Twitter was bought by Elon Musk, and he said, hey, let's change this logo. Let's change it to this letter X instead of the bird. There was a lot of brand equity in there, and you can actually see some of the results from that, which is pretty crazy. Now, mind you, there's probably some other factors that went on in this, but we can see that once that logo launched, there was a huge drop in revenue. And so brand and design is really, really important. It can really hurt and or build your business. There's some stats where 38% of people will stop engaging with a website if the content or photography is unattractive. 76% of users will switch to competitors due to poor user experience. 63% of online customers won't return to a website after one bad experience. They say it takes like 500 of a millisecond to make a judgment on a website when you first get to it. And so as you go about your day-to-day, think about how long it takes you to think about, oh, that was a good website or a bad website. 60% of customers will avoid a brand with an odd, ugly, or unappealing logo. And then some people will also say, well, what about our good reviews? It doesn't matter. They still hold that sentiment. Even if you have good reviews, people avoid your brand if it is ugly. So what are some of the common issues? Like, you all are business owners or entrepreneurs that are in the same thing, you're leading a business. So what are the common reasons why you would say, hey, we can't invest in design? Here's some of the things that we hear is budget limitations, right? You don't have enough money. Limited staff. We don't have anybody to even talk about this. And then I always hear the most random thing around, oh, hey, well, let's just delegate this to the young people on staff because for some reason they have some magical prowess around design world, or the secretary because she's got capacity. Inconsistent workloads. Maybe sometimes you don't have a lot of design work, so you're like, well, I want to hire somebody, so I'm just going to just put this off until maybe we've got a whole bunch of stuff. Consistency in your brand identity. Maybe you've launched it once, and again, there's just no one who's owning it, no one really taking care of it. Strategic vision, you just don't have one. Maybe you've not aligned with other designers to actually come to a conclusion of where you want to go with your business in terms of design. Adaptation, you're not adapting to what's happening with the world around you. You just don't have access to the skill set that you need to accomplish the goals that you're looking for. And then that competitive edge or time constraints, you don't have enough time to make it happen. And then competitive edge. If you don't have that, it's going to start destroying your business. The good news is, we have a solution for you. We have a solution for those kids in your business that have been delegated this to your secretary. And the idea here is what we call fractional creative teams. So in the past, what most people do is they need a website, so they go to a company and builds up a website. They need a brand, they go to a company and builds up a brand. They need photographers, so they go to somebody who needs photography. Or we're just talking about system with Fiverr, right? Like people will be like, oh, well, I can get this on Fiverr, or I can do all these different things there. ultimately, it's all falling apart because nothing is like cohesive, nothing's working together. But in Underbelly, what we love to do is partner with you and actually like, okay, you need illustrations, we've got illustrators. You need branding, we've got people who really focus on brand. We know how to do photography and video. Between Anthony and I, like, we have a huge passion for content. So video photography is a big deal for us. And so we've got you covered. We have a diverse skill set at Underbelly. Brand and product consistency. We can look at your brand and we can dive in and figure out where your opportunities are and help you come to conclusion where you need to fix it. It's cost effective. A lot of people are like, oh, design is expensive, but we actually have plans where we'll get to that are affordable for even nonprofits that we work with, like Bicycle Collective, if you know who they are. We work with them all the time. We have expertise, we've got it, and if we don't have it, we will find someone that will help us with that. And with that, again, because it's all under one roof, we're going to make sure it happens and it's implemented in the way that it should. Flexibility, the other thing with a creative, just like fractional creative team, is maybe 1 month you're like, I need something done on my website, and next month I need something done with my brand, or I need some more illustrations, or I need some more photography. We can scale to what you need, so it's way flexible, and you don't have to keep going around finding a bunch of different people where you're going to that. So in our approach, one of the things that we really pride ourselves in is we believe that we can make things better together. And so our approach, when we work with you, we start with what we call like a team alignment. We'll get together in a room, we'll make sure that we understand your brand, your vision, what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And from there, we start having regular sprints. We'll develop a roadmap and say, okay, you need your website updated here, and then next month maybe you need some new photography so we can shoot that. Maybe you need some illustrations. And so we can kind of start planning it out down the road, and you've got 3 or 4 months of creative things happening, and you're not just stuck to this one spot. We like to communicate daily. We don't like to work in a box. We try to share things back and forth, depending on your type of communication. Sometimes we use Slack, sometimes we use email, but we like to figure out what the client likes and we work with them. We love to have brainstorming sessions, and that's not just only at that team alignment. It can be at any point. Like we've had clients be like, I've got a really good idea. Can you guys sit with us and chat through what that can look like? It's really helpful. We do feedback sessions. We love to send over artwork and have conversations. And we would consider ourselves experts, but we like to bring our clients along with us and actually get feedback from them as well, because they might have a little bit more understanding of the industry. But we work together and we love to get feedback from our teams or from the partners that we're working with. And so we've got a case study that I'd love to share with you guys. And we're going to start with, this is just kind of a quick smattering of like things that we can do in a quick sense, but we can do, again, illustrations and branding, photography, and websites, and anything that you really are trying to accomplish. And so one of the clients that we've worked with recently is Fat Cats. Does anybody know what Fat Cats is? A couple people? Yeah, so they came to us and said, we're kind of rebranding. We want to move into more of a space around like young adults instead of like having this more of a kid-friendly place. And they came to us first and said, hey, can you just help us redo our logo? So we took that and we said, well, you guys have a lot of brand equity. We don't want it to destroy that. We want to keep it intact. And we worked with them and we came up with this new logo for them. And then from there, they were like, oh, cool, well, what else can you guys work with? And we said, well, your logo actually is going to need to go to a bunch of different spots because you have an app and you've got other formats. So then we decided, okay, let's create how it's going to be laid out in a bunch of different formats. And then it was like, oh, well, what else can we do? And they were like, well, we can create you a custom set of illustrations. And I think there's probably 30 or 40 of these cats that are really fun. They're all just different playful cats, and we can use them for all the branding. So like, all right, well, what else? We can create pieces for you, whether we did cups and we did pizza boxes and popcorn buckets. and all sorts of their like food products. We're able to do signage for them as well, and the list just kept coming and coming. And there's just so many other things we want to keep working on. They started opening up movie theaters, and we came up with a design system where they could just pop in different movies and share these on billboards. And maybe you've seen these; they've been up around town. And they did digital displays for their food courts, and it just kept coming. And we were able to continually work within their brand and able to accomplish what they were looking for. And with this was the quote from Matthew, who we worked with over at Fat Cats. It's like, Unbelly is different in the best of ways, not just another gun for hire. The team feels like an extension of our own corporate staff because they took the time to get to know our brand history and aspirations. In a few short months, PB has brought the look and feel of our brand into the present and reshaped the visual experience for our customers, both online and in our centers. And I think we've been working with them now for about a year and a half, and it's just continual design needing to happen. Again, their internal signage to external. We're actually working on some stuff I can't share right now, but it's some murals for the exterior of the buildings, as well as neon signs and LED displays. And so, with all of that, if you're looking to work with someone like us in terms of, I have so many ideas for my business, I just can't get them accomplished, we have plans for you. So, we can do something around 20 hours a month, 50 hours a month, 100 hours a month. And the idea here is, hey, I don't have to have a full-time person. I only need 20 hours a month, but I definitely can use that. And so that's really good for businesses who just have like sporadic creative needs. Some businesses, more the mid-size, sometimes need that more 50 hours. And that's where kind of Fat Cats is at actually. Premium is where some people need more of that 100 hours where they have a lot of things they need to accomplish in a shorter amount of time. And so this is how we kind of tailor these packages to you. And again, it's not tied to, well, it's just a website, it's just a brand, it's whatever you need for your business. And so if you want to learn more about that, you can scan this QR code and it'll bring you to a website. We've got all of our pricing listed on there. You just need to give us your information so that we can tell you a little bit more about it. And also, we can customize plans as well. And so like, well, maybe I need 75 hours or something. We can work through any of those kind of questions you guys have, right? Maybe we just need something a little bit more custom tailored to our requirements. So yeah, with that, thank you guys for taking a moment to listen to Unbelly.
We're not done yet. Questions, thoughts, feedback. What do you think? Go ahead, Michael.
I have two things. One, thank you for presenting at Mini Cups. I'm Michael from Dice Media Group. Here's Beans and Brews. Because all of us who do design need caffeine. So
Yes, we do.
And if you don't need caffeine, then I ask them, well, how did you graduate? So anyway, there's that. Thank you. And two, I see a lot of copy up there in a way, like art copy, illustration, very good. But I haven't seen any, obviously we can't look at your writing. Who does your writing? Who does your messaging? Who, you understand
Like
what I'm
copywriting? Yeah, ChatGPT. Just kidding. Yeah, and we actually have, to be honest, we really do leverage AI, and it's one of those things where some designers are like, oh, we're afraid of AI, but honestly, like, it's a way that we can actually like move things faster. It doesn't replace design and even like the creative copywriting and whatnot. But we actually don't have any on-staff copywriters, but we have two that we actually work with, one PR firm, and then another, like two other local copywriters. Because even for us, we don't get a lot of copywriting actual like work. But when we do get it, we've got people in the can help us.
Sorry, it's multitasking. I'm working on a new site, and this team was coming off the copy in the background, and it's all working.
Hey, I might have missed this, so sorry if I did, but I was just wondering, as a client, what do we need to prepare in order to, like, let's say for our first meeting with you, what do we need to prepare in order to make sure that we're coming with some ideas of like, oh, okay, like these are the problems that we need to identify, or do you help us strategize that part?
Kind of both, actually. Usually what we'll do is we'll ask that, say, hey, write down all of your pain points that are happening. And usually, even when you're onboarding, we're sending over some documents and asking those kind of questions. And then in the kickoff, we actually will do like a brainstorming session. Because there might be things that you're not seeing either. And so having a fresh perspective from us as a design agency, we can actually get into some of those weeds that you might not have even thought of in the past. We actually, some of our enterprise clients, that's one reason why they like to hire us, is because they'll get into the minutia of like the day-to-day, and when they bring in like a team like us, we see it from a different perspective, and it's like a light sometimes turns on. Like, oh, we didn't look at it that way because of that. So we do both. We'll like ask some, get some primers going, but then also we like to brainstorm and be like, all right, what else is going on? Try to help diagnose that problem.
Great. Since we're running a little short on time, I'll ask the last question. If you have more questions for Tony or Anthony, give Anthony a hard time for me, and then be kind of Tony for me. And since they're both sort of Tony, it'd be nice to both, I guess. But what I'd like to do is part of the 1 Million Cups and Kaufman organization. For those that don't know, if it's your first time, there's a lot of these around the country. We host one here in Salt Lake, but there's maybe 120 of these across the nation. Kaufman's one of the US's, if not the largest foundation for entrepreneurship. So they give us these cool banners and these cool mugs. And the idea is that if entrepreneurs share 1 million cups of coffee together in Utah, maybe some other cold caffeinated drinks as well, that will change the world. And so with these coffee cups, what we like to say is they're a little bit magical, not just because they're coolly designed and they keep hot things hot and cold things cold, but because sometimes as an entrepreneur, the hardest part is asking for help. With this cup, when we give it to someone, we say, what can we do, what can our community do that would make a difference for Tony, for Anthony, or for Underbelly? So you get a magic mug, and with that, ask for some help, and you might get what you're looking for.
Wow, I hadn't even thought about that. That's a great question. For us, we like to help other people. So I think this is a hard question. Anthony, what would you say is the one thing that we can use help with? Share our website. Come work in our space. We have a co-working space too. Our building's awesome.
The building is awesome.
Hopefully, we might actually do this again.
Yeah. So if you're looking for a space and you're creative, they host events. I definitely know Anthony, he had a huge team. COVID was hard for all of us, them too. And they have this cool space. So if you haven't checked out Underbelly, if you're a creative, you need a spot, you need other people to be around, or just a place to hang out. They've got co-working and a bunch of equipment and things for rent. And so if nothing else, I think that's a big opportunity for sure. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay, let's give Tony a big round of applause. Okay, we're going to switch over to Sawyer Legend Motor Company, and as I figured that out, the good news is we can see the whole screen. We got most of it for Tony. We got all of it for Legend. And while I do that, I'm going to have Mike come up and talk about all this wonderful sugary food that he got this morning, and he's sharing and he's giving stuff away. And Sawyer, come up and we'll get you figured out. You guys all know Mike, author, TV, personality, connector, master of all. Let's give a big round of applause to Mike.
Yes, I work with Doug Jessup right here. He does the Good News Stories, and I also have a couple children's picture books. The thing that I'm doing right now is I have a friend that owns the Nothing But Cake franchise in Sandy, and that's why I provided some. If you didn't get one of those little bun bites, I want you to do that. I also want you to think, especially since these guys mentioned that they do events, Tony and Anthony, we can provide cool little bun cakes, buntinis for events you do. Also, if you have VIP vendors or clients that you want to give something away for Christmas, We can dress these up like for Christmas with a couple of red velvet bundt cakes. Cost is under $15 with a card in there and a message and all that stuff. It's a pretty good little Christmas gift. That's what I wanted to let you know, what I'm also doing between now and Christmas. And because Tony, you said you like these so much, and you guys might have an event coming up, I'll give you this box, okay? So you guys can take that. All right. And you can give this one away. Rob, you can give this one away to whoever you want to give this one away to. There's cards here for buy two, get one free.
Okay, so what are we doing with this one?
This one's going to go to Tony and Anthony.
There we go, Tony and Anthony. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. I love how our community just brings stuff. We have people that bring stuff. Michael's been generously offering stuff for Dice Media Group and sharing copy, both so they can get it outside. We got Michael showing up with cakes. People bringing their vehicles and parking them outside. So this is something that I think is really special about our community here in Salt Lake and here at 1 Million Cups. So this started 10 years ago, just across the street at Art Space. And it was just me and a couple of friends talking about startups and drinking beers and coffee and Mo and weird bank buildings. And it was just a couple friends. Now it's a couple more friends. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this community and making it work. Okay, last but certainly not least, Nick and Sawyer here with Legend Motor Company. They brought their awesome vehicle. We can see the whole presentation. Nice work, Jake. Mingle, let's give these guys a big round of applause.
Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for coming. I'm Sawyer Carpenter from aficionados. We're the co-founders of Legend Motor Cup. What we've done so we are microphone closer, perfect. So we're a boutique automotive manufacturer. It's a small, newer industry where essentially we've taken the classic kind of Defender and reimagined it in sort of the modern world. So ultimately, it's not a restoration. There's some similar companies like Singer. They've same thing with Porsches, Totem. Alfa Romeo GTV. This thing has got a hold of close. This started in 2020. We had the idea for a coffee shop, oddly enough, and we were thinking, well, what if we had a coffee shop? Nick was restoring vintage 4x4s at the time. I was building custom bikes, and we're like, let's open a coffee shop in Salt Lake and have this cool space where people can come and grab a coffee, be around, like restore, vintage 4x4, grab a t-shirt, be part of a cool community. But then, during the pandemic, it was apparent that we weren't going to be opening a coffee shop. So we pivoted and decided to build a whole car. So ultimately, with Nick's knowledge, building classic 4x4s, we decided to put together this truck, our take on the thing. During this idea, we wanted to build something that was simple, quality, timeless, that what was built for today's world. So ultimately, we chose to recreate or really build our take on the classic model Defender.
Sure. Yeah. Let me talk about why we chose to build what we built. I've been restoring cars professionally for about 20 years here in Salt Lake at a high level. And my last business, we were restoring classic cars like Land Rovers, Broncos, Defenders, and other various four-wheel drives. Ultimately, why we chose to build our car from scratch was during the restoration project, we're always working within confinements of what was already built. So we were always modifying what was in existence and really felt constrained to build ultimately what we wanted to build. So over coffee, over beers, like what many businesses are started. We had a crazy idea on a napkin, started drawing. If we had no budget, what would we build? How would it look? And we chose to build on the British icon, which is the Land Rover Defender. We wanted a cold car, it's already a following, but we felt like we could improve on that already amazing vehicle. So what we did is we took everything that we loved about the Land Rover, which was the classic aesthetics. So we loved the design features of the Land Rover Defender, and then we modernized it. So we put a modern chassis underneath it, put a modern engine, modern transmission, everything that brings an older vehicle up to speed, so that you can use and operate it in our modern times. So you can go on the highway, drive at a normal highway speed. You're able to just hop in, turn the key, and drive it, which is a modern car, while retaining the classic look of the Land Rover Defender. Yep, they're proudly built here in Salt Lake, hand built. So our whole shop. We love that. We try to use all of our subs. So we have a fabrication body shop. They're here in Salt Lake. Our shop's in South Salt Lake, and so are most of our vendors here. We love that. Everyone we work with, we try to keep them local as possible. We really appreciate it. Helps us build here. Yep, some of the details on it. We chose to go over higher end, so we have a really high-end finish. The paint, the leather, the soft top. It's all handmade. So we hand sew the seats. Everything is hand finished here in Salt Lake City. And I invite all of you, again, to go out. You're welcome to open the doors, look at it. We'll start it up, and you can really see the craftsmanship. You'll have a tough time. Yeah, so recently we've got notoriety. So we had done great, Rob Report, Integrity, Forbes is going to be an article on it. So look for that. Sawyer asked us to come here and come down and give you our ask. Sawyer will talk more about what our ask is here. What we do.
So, in this whole experience, we spent 3 years putting together how we're going to build a truck, what parts we're going to use, and now we're to the point we've got finished product, we've got some articles written and out there. But starting a routine manufacturer in today's world and trying to get traction of social and where everybody's looking every day, trying to find buyers. I mean, it's tough, And so what we're needing is a foot in the door, a good connection to somebody at Motorgen, for example. It's like, oh, talk to so-and-so, because we are working with the PR team, Greg Moore and Fitzgerald, who were the original founders of Iron. They, since sunset that, started doing PR, and we've got some good traction there, some good articles out there. And so helping them, spread the word. If anyone knows anyone, introduction would be awesome.
Essentially, we need our product in front of the right hands. So we know we have a quality product, and we're willing to bring anyone that's in that market, which would be the higher automotive market. We just need to, foot in the door and start it right out. We know so.
Cool. Questions?
Where's your sizzle reel?
Sizzle reel?
Yeah. Right? So where's that?
Yeah, we didn't bring it, but Instagram, we'll put it up on there, and we're currently building a data, so it's extensive. Yeah, that would be killer. Sure. Anybody else?
What's the profile of your customer look like? It's not your soccer mom. It's high net worth individuals.
Yeah. So surprisingly enough, what we've found is we've got a lot of families. This isn't the daily driver. This isn't the or this. Let's see. this isn't the suburban experience, right? This is the family's like second, third, fourth car that's fun and they can take the kids to soccer practice. They don't have to worry about their toxic defender or anything like that. And you know, so as the truck is built, can't really see it there, but ultimately the one that's outside, you know, that is about 250K start price. And then you can go full doors with roll-up windows and hard top, for example. With full doors, it's a 265, hard top, closer to 300. So you know, it's somebody who can afford that price tag. But yeah, the family we're building one for right now, they have 4 kids, yeah, and you know they're going to be using it to go to lacrosse practice. So, yeah.
I've got a point for you. This is actually as much artwork as it is vehicle, right? Especially at this price point, these people that you're marketing to. One recommendation is the people that I know that have been successful in the art world sell themselves as much as the artwork. So when you're putting your YouTube channel together, putting your Instagram together, make sure to represent yourselves, because when people buy things like this, they don't just want the object, they want to be able to tell a story, and they want to be able to say, oh, I got it from this boutique shop in Salt Lake, and these guys and their team, and they do this, and they're into this. So people want to be able to tell that story about something that they spent $250,000 to $500,000 on, and you guys are a very important part of that story. Make sure you're telling that story, because people don't just want to buy. I mean, there's lots of $250,000 cars people put their money in. They want someone at the coffee, you know, at the Cars and Coffee to ask about it. And they're like, yeah, this thing's cool. I could have paid anybody to do it from this shop. They specialize in this and they focus on this. And these 2 guys are super cool. They're into this or that. So make sure you're selling yourselves as part of the story, because that's what people are going to want to identify with. I mean, the Singer car, they don't say, oh, it's Singer doesn't call it a whatever car. It's after his name, right? Because people want to be able to say.
Absolutely, yeah. Thanks so much. Yeah, when we first started the whole project, we really did want to create this truck at the intersection of art and engineering. And you get a lot. You spend a lot of time in the design phase, picking the parts and everything like that, and then as you're building it, you're thinking that is the story, but you're so buried in that. Yeah. Yeah, true. Right. Yeah.
So Bill is totally right about coffee and cars. For the mini crew, it's mini and muffins. So I have to ask you, so I'm actually part of the mini car club, and they love their concepts, they love their cars. Is this the only vehicle that you're creating, or are you looking to dabble into other enthusiast markets? I literally just saw a mini G-Wagon concept on site or online, so.
Oh, that's cool. That sounds pretty cool. I mean, ultimately, so we've got Singer, for example, and then we've got Icon 4x4, who's built his business with the FJ, old FJ6 or FJ40 and Bronco. We're probably we're gonna niche. We're gonna pretty much stay with the Defender style. We talk about maybe doing a sports car, but right now it's ultimately get this off the ground. Yeah.
Just to add on that, actually, we are currently working on 2 other models that will vary from the Signature series that we have outside. So the Signature series is what we came to market with. It's our first iteration of what we can build. Since then, we've also introduced our Classic series, which is a scaled down version, more of a family forward, and it comes in at a much lower price, $198 actually. So that one is smaller, easier to drive, not as a performance-based vehicle. And it has different features. So when we came up with that, we really felt like we hit the right audience, because 2 sold immediately. Then we do have a top tier one. We call it our Humix model, and it's going to be a pure, all-out fun, no holds back. This one we strain a little bit on performance and suspension, but so we do have plans for other models, but we are going to stay within our niche market. So British icon of what we're doing. So,
Minnie's British.
yes, Minnie is British.
So from the standpoint of production, I mean, I'm trying to figure out what you're looking at for scalability and how long is it going to take to produce, so you got an order, how long is it going to take to produce that and such? And then the other question is, have you done any research with regard to regionality, with regard to the target? In other words, okay, I hate to say this kids, but Salt Lake City is a bunch of cheap people, okay? And, you know, there are certain other markets where it's a little easier to get them to pour over those dollars. But have you kind of looked at that? Is this going to be regional or international? What's the big dream?
International would be the big dream there. We've actually found Salt Lake in general, I would say Utah in general, to not be so cheap. Actually, we have 3 pre-orders now that are all local buyers. So that's excellent, and we really appreciate that. Those would be our best. That was our best hope. Our first buyers are local, so we can learn from the product, we deliver it, we understand what issues might arise, and we can take care of it locally. We love that. As far as production, we have this in plan. So I've been into custom car world for so long that typically a custom car will take a year and a half, 2 years. We've sorted that out. So what our plan to do is we have an X number of bodies that are done as far as fabrication, body work, they're sealed in primer, and they're waiting for the customer's choice. We have the same number of chassis in our shop. They're completely built, ready to go. So if you and I go together and we decide on what colored interior we're doing, I have to call the body shop once we're done, tell them the color, get the spray outs, you sign off, call the upholstery shop at the same time. So now we have multiple things happening at the same time. I'll meet back at our shop for final assembly. I can deliver you a car in 6 to 8 months. So it's lightning fast in the custom car world. That's how we're going to operate Achieve. We're really going to capture that initial want of the customer where they might come in and say, get that edge and they want something really cool. They don't want to wait a year or two before that whole idea is gone. Now they're investing. We want to capture that excitement, get it delivered to us.
Hi guys, I know that we're shop, but I'm Michael from Dice Media Group. We really thank you for presenting at the what's the next thing? Anyway, October 26, 2023. And we hope that you have a giveaway next time. But anyway, here,
thank you.
Here, man. Thank you, everybody.
So I get the last question. You had the tee up for $100. You guys had a little bit longer to think about it, so I don't know who's going to fight over the mug. But just like your vehicle, it's a little bit magical too. What can you guys use help with? Legend Motor Co. Like, what would make a difference? What could people in this room do that would move the needle for you guys?
You know, following us on social would help. You know, just kind of stay in the know with what we're doing, so that then if you see something that you think someone in your network would align with, you can send it to them. And then also, again, like if you know anybody in the PR space that's involved in the automotive industry, that would be super helpful as well.
Yeah, pretty much exposure.
Social is at Legend Motor Co. And we also have a Facebook.
Thank you, guys. That's our signature stickers. Those are Legend signature stickers. Yeah. And the color others are
Doing it right. So these guys are going to be outside. Come check out the vehicle. We'll bring maybe the banner and stuff, but hopefully you guys can stick around. Thanks for being here. Yeah, really appreciate you guys carrying the vehicle and making it work. Thanks everybody for joining us this week. Before we wrap up, I'll put up the products on for the two companies, for miingl and for Wrench. Kelly is here. She's taking some photos. I'm going to give these bundt cakes from Mike to her because she's donating her time and her expertise. So I'm going to write that. So why don't you tell people a little bit about you and about the photos?
Hi, everybody. My name is Kelly Freshman. I am a local photographer here. I mainly work in commercial, headshot,
and event photography. So I work with companies mostly on a subscription basis to keep their content fresh and professional. I've recently worked with Downtown Alliance with their Open Streets events, and most recently here in Grammary when the Huda was formed. So I'm really happy to be here in the community. My ask would be if you need a photographer, which you all do. There's no lack of business here. So if you need a photographer, think of me. I have cards. That's about it. Thank you.
Awesome.
Can I get your website or something?
My website is kellyfreshmanphotography.com. It's Kelli, freshman, like a freshman in college, and then photography. And that is the same on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, all of that good stuff.
Better than a freshman in high school. I think college was the way to go. So. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for taking photos. Second to last, maybe, Felicia was going to share a few things. She said she's got some big events coming up. And today got a little busy. And got some cloud cover right at the time that the sun's down already. So go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. Felicia Maxwell Barrett with Utah Global Diplomacy, and I just want to let you know about a couple of events we have coming up because I think it would be of interest to this group. I've got some flyers here with QR codes. On Thursday, November 9th, we are hosting a sports diplomacy leveling the socioeconomic playing field. It's a free event. We're serving lunch. Come and figure out what the relationship between social issues and economic development are when it relates to sports. The other thing is that what I've noticed is even though most of you are businesses, for-profit businesses, there's a lot of social components to it. And so we are hosting a fundraising masterclass in December, and I would love for all of you to come and learn how to fundraise. It's not in our wheelhouse, so learn how to raise more money in the nonprofit bill. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Felicia. Flyers here, ready to launch one. And then just a couple of thank yous. Thanks to Woodbine for having us. Thanks to 3 Cups and Sky for making us coffee and keeping us caffeinated. Thanks to B-School for helping bring Design Week and make this happen. They've got flyers. If you want to learn more about their scholarship and their design program, Mo and the team are here. So thanks everybody for being here. Hopefully you can get a few minutes to chat with Anthony and Tony and check out the Signature Series Legend Motor Co. outside. Happy Wednesday, happy Design Week. Event happening at Lehigh today later for a lunch and learn. Everybody's going that way. Silicon Slopes up at Space Station tomorrow. Any other big ones? I don't know if you.
Go to sldesignweek.org. So sldesignweek.org. All the events are there.
Lots of great events. So finish out Design Week. Lots of cool stuff to do. Thanks everybody for being here. Oh, Rod wants you to wave at the cameras.
Come on, everybody, wave to the camera. Everybody. So, like, if you want to get in a film, you need to wave to the camera, okay?
Michael's in media. He's trying to load.
We're trying to make a film for you guys.
Little B-roll footage from the community.
Right. Okay.
All right. Happy Wednesday, all. Thanks for sticking around for a few extra minutes. Happy Design Week. Thanks for being part of this community. This works a lot better with you guys as part of it. So, happy Wednesday. Michael will give two more of these things away for anybody that talks to you. If you're a first timer, come get one.